Hi there, I'm Birgit O'Connor and welcome to my studio. Today we're going to be painting a fun little bumblebee. We're going to keep it really simple and it's a very easy drawing. It's basically like a jelly bean shape, and then we're going to put water inside the little bumblebee and then add a little yellow and a little black or brown and work with our edges. So basically what you're going to do is pay attention to how the surface of the paper is drying and that it doesn't have too much water, otherwise it's going to take off on you. So you're going to pay attention to the shine on the surface so you can control the edges, and we're going to make him into a little fuzzy bumblebee. So let's get started and have some fun.
For this little bumblebee, it's basically going to be like an oval, sort of. Not a round circle, but kind of a big thing like that and a little pointy on the end. Something like that. And then we're going to give him some wings. So this is like the easiest way to do this. Okay, so we have our little head up there, and then he's going to be like black up there. And then he's going to be black through here. That's going to be yellow and black down there. Just trying to give you an idea. You know, a lot of times we think, oh, I need to paint this strip and that strip, which we can do. But I'm thinking, to make it easier for myself, I'm going to put water inside my bee, just like that. It's just clean water. I'm looking at the shine on the surface, so it's not too shiny. The top is going to be a little yellow, I think, and yellow, and on the side. So we're letting it run into our water, maybe to about down here. If I touch the wings with water, that color that's right there is going to bleed into the wings, and that can look like they're almost transparent. And then maybe I'll take a smaller brush like this, and you could take that orange color that you have, just a little bit like that. And we can even drop that in. Oh, mine's a little dirty. We can drop it in and let it mingle into the water on the surface. I'm dabbing a lot because I want this to be semi-fluffy. And dab. And then I'm going to take my darker color. So I'm going to take maybe my black. If you've got a black or a dark color, let's put that over on the side. I'm actually thinking, what would happen if I had a purple? The purple would be fun. And I want this to dry down so you can see it hopefully not as shiny. And what I'm going to do is take my darker color and I'm going to try to decide, where do I want it? I'll put it up here. And I'm just going to take a tiny, tiny bit on the very tip of my brush. And I'm going to put it in a little bit away from, if you put a pencil line in there, just a little bit, because I don't want it to take off too much. And then I can go ahead and touch the edges. And then now I have an idea where the top of my little bumblebee is. So I'm going to go ahead and come down into the middle. And I can actually see that I can create a fairly good brush stroke right here. I do like the purple mixed in. The purple and the yellow are complementary colors, so they should work very nicely together. And I'll put a little more black. And maybe if I want it to move a bit more, I'll add a little more water to it. And then before I do anything else to that, I'm going to bring that same color down here. I'm just dabbing. And then down here, I think they have a little white butt on them. So I'm going to take a little bit of my blue instead of black. I mean, I could touch a little bit of that. And then I'm just going to go ahead and touch the very bottom down here, leaving a white space. So we have an idea of where the bottom of our bumblebee is. And I could take some of that color and bring it actually up into the wings, like maybe on the bottom. That way we can see his wings. I'll take a little bit of the blue. And I'll go along the pencil line a little bit. So now, oh, we're starting to see it. Maybe on the top. I think he's coming out pretty cute. And what if I touch a few of these little lines? That's if I want that color to crawl. Oh, I think it looks much softer like that. And I'll soften this down here. And if we wanted, we could add a bit more color into it, or that's pretty good. And if we wanted more detail in the wings, then I would go ahead and take a smaller brush like this. And just try, oh, that's still a little too wet, so I really shouldn't do much there, so I'll leave that alone. So now I like that really loose look, and I could think of working more on those wings, but I don't want to do too much. And if we look at this, that is really nice how that spread out into that yellow color and created its own little fuzziness all by itself. For the legs, I'm going to go ahead, take my darker color. And if you remember, we've done strokes before where it's like the fern, where we press and maybe go a little thinner. That is what I'm going to do for his legs. That way they're not going to be like little lines like that. So I need a bit more color. I might even, I mixed a little bit of that into the orange. And then I'm getting more water on there so it's not so thick. And I'm going to actually press and lift. And maybe down here, I was trying to draw that on, that got a little, now I'm going to press and lift. Maybe I'll add a bit more color over here. Oh, I can't believe this is so much fun. And maybe another little leg over here. Press and lift. Oh, surprise, surprise. That's kind of fun like that too. He could fly this way, that way, that way, however you move them. So that's pretty neat. I like that little guy.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you had a lot of fun and learned something new. And if you're interested in more of these lessons, don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, have fun and happy painting.